Are you afraid?
I used to love the gym in the dead of night, 2 a.m. specifically. No crowds, no annoying pop music, just the quiet hum of the machines and the satisfying clink of weights. It was my sanctuary, a place where I could clear my head and push myself without distraction. I worked a demanding job, so these late-night sessions were often the only time I had to myself. It had been a habit for years. Always the same routine. 30 minutes on the elliptical, followed by a circuit of weights, then 10 minutes on the stationary bike to cool down. I knew the layout of that gym better than my own apartment. Every machine, every mirror, every slightly scuffed floor tile. One Tuesday night, a few weeks ago, was when things started to start off. I was on the elliptical, facing the wall of mirrors that ran along the far side of the room. It's a huge mirror, almost floor to ceiling, reflecting the entire gym. As I went through the motions, my eyes drifted to my reflection, my usual routine, checking my form, making sure I wasn't slacking. But then, I caught something in the periphery of the reflection, something standing behind me. It was just a flicker, a tall, gaunt shape in the background. My heart gave a little jolt. Had someone else come in? I usually had the place to myself at that hour. I stopped pedaling and turned around. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. The gym was as empty as it had been when I walked in. I rationalized it, told myself it was just a shadow. Or maybe I was more tired than I thought. My eyes playing tricks on me. I shrugged it off and continued my workout, trying to focus on the rhythm of my breathing, but I couldn't shake the feeling. Every few minutes I'd steal a glance at the mirror, scanning the background of my reflection. And there it was again, barely there, like a smudge on the glass, but unmistakably a shape, standing amongst the treadmills, further back in the reflection, where no one had been a moment before. It was tall, too tall, and its outline seemed to shift subtly. I spun around again, faster this time. My eyes swept over the entire room. Nothing. The treadmills stood silent and still, their screens dark. The rows of weight machines were deserted. The double doors to the entrance were closed, as always. Okay, this was starting to mess with me. I took a deep breath, telling myself it had to be a trick of the light. The fluorescent glow, the angles of the machines, reflections off the polished floor. It was late, I was tired. Logic. I finished my elliptical set and moved to the weight machines. I consciously avoided looking at the mirror for a while, focusing intensely on the weights. But the feeling of being watched was creeping in, a cold sensation at the back of my neck. I lifted my head, catching my reflection again, and this time, it was right behind me. So close, I could almost feel its breath on my neck. A gaunt, unnaturally tall figure, clad in the same plain gray workout clothes as me, stood directly behind my reflected self. Its skin, I could see now, was a pasty, sickly white, and in the reflection, one impossibly long, pale, sickly white hand, with unnaturally long fingers, was gripping the frame of my weight machine, just inches from where my own hand was. I jolted forward, heart hammering against my ribs, and spun around. Nothing. Just the empty space. The metallic scent of the gym, now mixed with the sharp tang of my own fear. My palms were sweating, my breath catching in my throat. I scrambled off the machine, backing away slowly, my eyes glued to the mirrors. I saw it again, to the far left, partially obscured by one of those support pillars. It wasn't moving, just standing there, watching me. Its eyes were deep, shadowed hollows that seemed to recede into darkness, catching no light. Bottomless, terrifying voids. Panic seized me. I needed to get out. My cooldown on the stationary bike was forgotten. I grabbed my bag and practically ran for the exit, my eyes darting back to the mirrors one last time as I reached the door. In the reflection, it was standing right in front of the exit, blocking my path. Its mouth, previously unseen, was open far too wide, stretching unnaturally across its gaunt face, revealing multiple rows of small, sharp, jagged teeth, stacked behind rows, glinting in the sterile light. Its shadowed eyes were fixed on my reflection, not on me, but on the figure in the mirror. I looked from the mirror to the real door, empty, clear. I yanked it open, not daring to look back at the reflection again, and burst out into the cold night air. I sprinted to my car, fumbling with the keys, and sped away. I didn't go back to that gym, not at 2 a.m. I signed up for a morning membership at a different place, a busy one, full of people. But sometimes, when I'm alone in my apartment or driving in the dark, I catch my own reflection in a window, or my car's rearview mirror. And sometimes, just for a split second, I see something behind my reflection, a tall, gaunt shape. And then I remember the way its eyes in the mirror were fixed not on me, but on my reflection. And the way it was blocking the reflection of the exit, but not the actual exit itself. And then, with a horrifying jolt, I remember the pale, sickly white hand on the weight machine, impossibly long, gripping the frame next to my own. It wasn't my hand. It was Sitzman's hand, touching my reflection's machine. And I realized with a sickening certainty that it was never me it was watching. It was the one in the glass. And maybe, just maybe, it got what it wanted.